I am Robert A. Marchman, and today I am the face of America. I go to a men's clothing store. I'm dressed the way I am. That's the way I dressed all my career. I'm not into business casual, frankly, just not. But I frequently have been approached by white men who've asked me, can you tell me where the men's shirts are, or pants, or things of that? And the first couple times it happens, you kind of laugh it off. But now I confront those individuals and I just ask them, why are you asking me that question? And the look of shock on their face when they realize that I'm not a individual who works at the store is just one of embarrassment. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about race in America because it's a very complex subject, and one that, frankly, I'm immersed in every day, every minute of my life. So to me, this country has yet to squarely deal with the issue of race because it's a painful subject. And because of some of the gains that have taken place since the 1960s and 50s, a lot of people, whites, want to say that we've moved beyond racism and that there's been progress for people of color, and that we should just move on and look at this country as a colorblind society. But that's contrary to reality to today. And what I mean by that is that whether you're looking at educational system, whether you're looking at professional opportunities, whether you're looking at criminal justice system, race sadly pervades all those discussions. So for me, why it's important for us to discuss it is that we don't understand in this country the impact that it, negative impact that it has. And frankly, in my view, we are missing the true potential of this country by not dealing with the issue. And what I mean by that is, I'm a firm believer. I've spent the better part of my career not only as a attorney who has been bringing disciplinary actions against Wall Street firms who have done things contrary to the rules, which have harmed people, the investing public, or the trust in our and integrity in our marketplace. But also I've been invested in diversity and inclusion. Why? Because what we've seen is that diversity and inclusion, and this, I frankly live it at home every day in the community I live in, Maplewood, New Jersey. When you truly invest in diversity and inclusion, embrace it, not tolerate it, embrace it, there's a value add. And all people who participate in that process win. It's a win-win. Right now in this nation, we're going through a debate on guns and this whole issue of gun control. I've heard a lot of talk about the issue, but for me, it's not that complex. In that, unfortunately, I think a lot of people don't want to give up their guns. And it's not because of government. The large number of owners of guns today are not people of color, they're whites. And there's a concern about we need to make sure we're in a position to protect ourselves from this coming wave. So even in that debate, there's an issue of race that people have yet to deal with. And so I just think if we're candid, we put all of the issues on the table, understand when there's a lot of talk today about tribalism, what people need to understand at the end of the day, we're all from the same tribe, and that's the human race. In the legal profession, there's a lot of discussion about efforts to increase the number of African Americans in the profession. And I've said this on a panel, and I'll say it now, that is not going to change dramatically until we reach the point where whites who are in a position of power and influence look at people like me, men and women, and will consider us for something other than being a maid, a entertainer, a athlete, a criminal, and the list goes on. But you don't think of me as a doctor, as a lawyer, scientist, mathematician. The issue is the uncomfortableness about talking about race, and part of that uncomfortableness is some folks don't want to acknowledge the benefits that they get from race that they're frankly not entitled to.